Hi everyone, we start another 2 minutes. A very happy Independence Day to all of you. So hi moms, firstly wishing all of you a very happy Independence Day. And today this live session is with a very special dear friend of mine, Madhulika Appasani, who's also a life coach and most importantly a mother to two beautiful daughters. So today's session is important for all of us because I truly believe that mothers should just not be happy mothers. They also need a lot of financial freedom, and for that they need to work. And so today Madhulika is going to talk us about as to how we can balance work with motherhood, and every mother can work for her or her own dreams and passion. And motherhood is not something that you need to slow down or feel guilty if you have to work. So we will have Madhulika joining us and uh, give us and she will throw some light on this topic. So let's welcome Madhulika, who's going to join us very soon.
Hi, Arushi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Very good. I like how we are matching today.
So happy to see you and meet you like this. So to all our viewers, we do have a history together. We were friends back in college, and I was not even thinking as being a lactation consultant, and I don't think Madhu herself ever thought of becoming a life coach. So I feel that motherhood has inspired both of us to take this journey, and that's why our careers and our passion are so close to our hearts. And this is the reason why we got together to so that it resonates with all of you. And we can tell you that it's not all that difficult. It's beautiful, and you can definitely balance both, right Madhu?
I totally agree with what you're saying. Like from where I started and from what I know of you, like where you were working full time to what we both are doing, like coaching in different forms. I don't think we both expected like a 20-year-old Arushi or a 20-year-old Madhu would not have, seen this. But I love how things unfolded for both of us because I love each day that we are living.
Yes, absolutely. So, Madhu, how about you tell us as to how you started this journey? What inspired you to become a life coach? Because this was nothing you have done for most part of your life. So, how did this click you? And just tell us as to why and how it all started for you.
So, for those who do not know me, I would like to start by saying that I am from Hyderabad. I'm very much from South, and I have lived in Chennai for 3+ years, which is where I explored this side of me. So, that being the background, so Marushi, maybe you would agree with me there, right from childhood, whenever anyone asked me what I would be once I go ahead in life, I always said businesswoman or, family business hai na. I'm like, Pakka, I am a part of that, and things like that, and likewise, I got the opportunity to work for family business, and I put in my heart the day I joined my in-laws' place, workplace. I was like overjoyed. It was as if like someone got their Prince Charming or someone got their diamonds. Like for me, that was that. And I worked. I worked with all my heart. I worked for like there were times when I worked for 10 hours, there were times when I got up in the night, and then suddenly 3, 4 years after working full time, I started to feel like okay, work-wise, I'm like amazing. But then what? And then it didn't. I don't know how it, I don't even know how to say this, because when someone asked, how are you? I was amazing when it comes to work, but work was my definition. And
Correct.
then, 4 years into marriage, when I really wanted to start my family, I felt like I wanted to be more,
Correct.
you know. And then to dream more, I was scared that I'll have to stop my work.
Right.
And, there was that clash, like, oh, it's either this or that.
Correct.
And that started building so many negative thoughts in me, like I started, um I kind of got like a little negative towards family life or like personal life or whatever, and that started to show in my health. I did not I took my physical fitness for a toss. It showed on my relationships. So finally one day I actually met a life coach. At some point I can't just be complaining about what I don't have. It's time to embrace the new me. And
Right.
except that I did not know what was the next step. I saw 10 steps ahead where, I had children, and I was able, okay, I wanted to work. I knew what I wanted 10 years later. But how do I get there? I had no clue. So
Right.
that's when that was the first time I went to a coach, and the way things unfolded, like, and then I redefined my success definition, which is basically, I just don't want to work. I want to be an amazing mother. I truly want to be an amazing mother. I want to be a free-spirited woman. I want to be a great wife and other relationships. I truly want to be those, it's not because someone else is asking me those. And I want to be all of that. And I want to work, and I want to have an identity. And identity in my situation or in your situation right now is like, I can always be in my family business and have a namesake identity, but that's not what I was looking for. So,
Right.
and I wanted to challenge that side. So that's how the journey of finding a coach started. And step after step, I've taken coaching for so long, and I've seen the results. And the fact that you are having live with me is because you see something, like I have flipped that side. And
Yes.
so that's how it started. And definitely I saw how much demand there is. And when I say demand, how many women are there, the exact situation I went through. They
Correct.
didn't want to flip, or they don't want to flip, or they are living in regret. Oh my God, now after baby, it's gone for a toss. I can totally take light, and things like that. So I felt like I need to do justice to what I
Right.
saw.
Right.
And so it was a natural next step to and then I just took up so many courses, so many, you've seen me how, like, even right now I'm like taking courses. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my journey.
Yeah, so I mean, that's exactly what we want to say, that we all work, but it's the joy that's important. Something which is when we are happy to wake up and get to work, and it's not like, oh my God, we need to do this. So that's what
Yes.
I think passion is all about. And if we
Yes.
found our like what gives us that inner joy, then of course everything is easy, and then we can always come up with ways so that we don't have to give up on this. And as you rightly said, women is all about balance, so we have to strike that balance, which is in every area of our life. So that definitely, I mean, I so resonate with all that you have said. So, like how you just spoke about how you went to a life coach because there is a need. I feel this is again a very new terminology or a very new profession where people are not aware of, what a life coach is. So because
Got it.
again, we are okay to go to a doctor if we have fever or to take medicine, but we never go to people for our mental health. We don't really we don't find it right to talk to people and figure out that what is going wrong in our life. So could you tell us as to what this life coach is all about, how it can help people, and what is it all about?
So, see, my perspective on this is a slightly different from what I hear out there in the coaching industry, right? People say, so and so need coaching and so need coaching. But I would like to begin with, nobody needs coaching. Okay? Nobody in this world needs something. We all have inner mechanisms where we can work on ourselves, or like, whatever it is, right? Now, this is not so. that's why, and this is what I say, clients, like coaching clients who are being a coach themselves, and they'd be like, oh, but she didn't agree to come to me and they didn't agree to come, because it's not for everybody. Now this is for somebody, like for example, you took the example of a doctor, right? Now doctor is when you go for a fever, right? There is no physical indication, or maybe I would say there is no real indication here that oh, there is something going wrong, or at least the
Right.
way we are brought up, we do not know what are the measures that you want to check for also before you
Right.
meet for a life coach. But however, coaching, the life coaching is for someone who want to come out of their bubble. It is for someone who wants to outperform themselves, where they know that they can do much more, but their current situations are holding them back. Now when I say current situations, it could be their the physical environment, the mental environment. Maybe they don't have any um, self time for self, or many a times our minds are playing such a huge role in what we want to achieve, and we sit and think that our mind is who we are. And no, our mind is not who we are. Our mind is something we need to have a control on. And someone who is ready to work on themselves and do not know how, but they know that their life is better and they want better, this is whom life coaching is for. And who is a life coach is when, the moment, like I said, like when I went to a coach, I was almost at my rock bottom, or when I was like, okay, this is it, I want better. So when I cannot see, when the client can't see, when the person cannot see their better self, a coach is someone who can see, who
Right.
can see that tunnel. Like everyone says there's light at the end of the tunnel, but sweetheart, I will make you the light, so that when you
Hmm.
walk through the tunnel, that you are the light, so
Correct.
that's what it is about.
Right. So yeah, so that's exactly that. You need to ask for help. Don't be hesitant, right?
Yeah,
Everybody has their ups and downs, and the wise person is the one who asks for help.
yeah,
Who wants to
yeah,
want some change in your life, and background stress is not normal. We feel that it's normal to be
yeah,
depressed, but it's not normal, and one needs to have that inner motivation to get out
yes,
of it. Whatever
yes,
situation I think it could be. So yeah, and I personally, I keep calling you up myself. I mean, I am also one of Madhu's clients, and yeah, like how much ever I talk about
that's
it,
so
even there
sweet.
are times when I need someone to tell me that, okay, this, make these small changes, or probably this is how you can look at things, because sometimes when we are in the situation, we are not able to see from a third person's perspective. So a lot
Yeah,
of times you just need that little, as you said, a little light or little bulb that, oh, we didn't see it from this angle, or this is what we're
yeah,
assuming. So I'm truly blessed to have someone like her in my life, and and I
that's so
really
sweet.
feel that everyone should have. So definitely, I mean, it is something which is a need of the hour, and one must look into it and have someone to tell them it's all okay, right?
And Arshi, I would like to add that, it's not when you have something wrong. Like I hate it when someone says, oh, oh, there must be something wrong with me to come to you. And just yesterday, I had somebody saying that, is life coaching correct for me because I'm like a gone case. I'm like, sweetheart, you're not a gone case. When you are in that, there need not be anything wrong. What is wrong in wanting better? You know,
Yeah,
I, that's what I want people to come from. When
yeah,
they approach, like, and I love you as a client because you are there to say that I want that, Madhu. And and I am able to, from here, I'm able to come till here. And if there is a change of perspective that I need to come here, why not? You know? And you're already a high performer and you are trying to be like another level. And
oh, that's really
what's
sweet.
wrong? No,
You
I
are
mean it. I mean it. Yeah.
but yes, of course, I mean, that's very well said, and there's nothing wrong in as you said, that you don't have to be in your low. Like someone told me, it's very easy to score a 90, but to take from 90 to 100 is where you need that extra push. And
Bang
I
on.
think
Bang on.
that's exactly what you just said. So again, like coming back to motherhood, so you've had two daughters, while you were in this journey, and that is something so it's like something that really excites me because your older daughter was born after. I think you started this after your elder one, and
Yes.
while you were in the middle of this, you chose to have another child, which was very courageous of you. So how, like what, like how did all this happen, and what was your daughter's role in this entire process, and how as a mother you thought that it added depth to the whole profession?
So like you, I don't even know how to answer that. This is so personal, but I want to take this question up because motherhood has not just been a critical part of my career, it has been my entire part of this career, right? And I truly feel like there's this depth and there's this maturity when it comes to uh, being a mother and how you handle things. Like it's so delicate yet so, you're such a strong woman yet so delicate, so many things, right? Now why I chose to have the second baby had nothing, and the way I see about having babies is a little different from now how I'm seeing others see the having the babies, right? Like everyone's like, oh, it's so much, it's so much of hard work. It is so much of um, it's so stressful. The career's gone for a toss. It's that, it's this, it's this. But the way I see it is, I love having my brother and sister around. I don't know what life would mean. I have not seen any other life. I do not know what it would mean. Like after 15, 20, after I started going to hostels, I don't know how much I needed my mom and dad for emotional support. I used to call my sister up and say, hey, so and so, sister, I'm like totally, freaking out here, that here, this here. Don't tell mom. So, I needed that. And a friend can only do so much. So I truly feel like I had the second one, and I also wanted. God blessed me with, a lesser age gap, and that's how I wanted. I had two at two. Like both my babies are 2 years and 2 days apart. So that's how I really wanted, and thanks for, coming it that way. But yeah, it's not really for me. If this means that, yeah, it's a little tough on my personal life, it's how it's supposed to be, I guess. I would not look at it as, is it painful or is it less painful? I would look at it as it's a new normal, and I chose to have this. I chose to do this. So if that means I need to step down a little on my professional work or something, I would be more than happy to do that. I'm like more than happy to welcome that change.
Yeah, because it was quite surprising, because when you delivered, I thought that okay, now she's going to take it easy. But after 3 4 days, I again saw your post on Instagram, and I was like, oh, who, like this girl is on a roll. I mean, how is she
Yeah.
doing, and what is she doing? Because I thought that okay, now I won't see her for a while. I was seeing when to even call you or message you, because I thought she's going to be so busy. And but that wasn't you. You were like, again, as you said, your normal self. So how did you manage? Like how did you choose to bounce back? And how? Like, I'm quite curious that how did you do it?
See, one, it's more from within, right? Like one is that I wanted to prove when I said I was burning out, like with my work for 10 hours a day, like, my old work, and then I choose a new career. There was this part in me where I wanted to prove only to myself, not to anybody else, that a woman can have both a solid career and a solid life, a personal life, like the life that she wants. So my life has all been about how do I design my work around my family life. It's just been that. So I Googled, I researched, I did a lot of work on how to handle this. And one of the biggest boons, I would say, for anyone, and specifically for if you're a working mother, is planning. And especially if you're working for yourself, the bane, like the curse is that nobody's putting a deadline on us, right? So it's easy to take it easy. But
Right.
what if I pretend like someone else is actually putting a deadline on me? And that kind of forces me to research on how I can get things done better. Now, and a way that I did that is by planning. Now, pregnancy is a known thing, right? Like at 9 months and after, I'm going to deliver. So I put in all work to plan the first 2 months of my delivery. I planned that I will not be able to work. So while you see a lot of posts out there, I actually did almost nothing the first 40 days. I worked literally for 15 minutes a day, and that's it. That's it. But you saw a lot of output. Now that's because I planned it in my 8th month, 7th month, and then I kept all the stuff ready. So that's kind of how it happened. And now I'm like bouncing back slowly.
Yeah, so I think preparedness is important everywhere. Like I keep saying, even for breastfeeding, any area, if you're prepared for what you're getting into, I guess you get much more, but better results. So it all
Yeah.
boils down to preparedness, and I see that's working for you, because I haven't seen a single day where you haven't done anything towards your career. As you said, it could be as small as 10 minutes, or it could be as small as 5 minutes, but it's not something that you've taken a back seat and you're letting things take its course, so that's
Yeah.
really amazing, and that's
I
something we all have
definitely,
proof of. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely have two mantras, or actually rather one mantra and one reason why I do what I do. One mantra, the biggest mantra that I followed for literally through the pregnancy, or why throughout the career, is one step at a time. I literally moved, maybe a tortoise would move faster than me. On a bad day, a tortoise would definitely move faster than me. On a good day, maybe I'm matching the pace of a tortoise. You know, I definitely take pride in how much I have absorbed my journey. I am totally okay coming across like I'm not working too hard on the days that I don't work hard. I'm totally okay putting in that extra time when I can. Like literally, you will. I think we initially planned this live at 5 o'clock, and the reason why we planned this live at 5 o'clock is because my kid, this is her grandparents' time,
Yeah.
and both the kids go to the grandparents, and that's the only time I get like this proper free time. And there are so many client calls I take with my baby on my shoulder. Like I'm like absolutely unapologetic, guys. Like Arushi, if I sit and apologize, or if I sit and think of things that I cannot do, there will be a gazillion things. I
Yeah.
just want to see the bright side. How? So one step at a time. I don't even know when I give a time, how will I make it to that time? But yeah, so my mantra has been one step at a time. And when things get hard, and when I start to question myself, like, why do I need to do this? Again, I don't think most of us need to need to earn the money that we are getting right now. We definitely it is an added bonus to our self-esteem that we are financially independent, and I love that. I love to have financial independence, but we are not in that space where it's a necessity. Most of us now, for those who this is not a reality, complete respect to you, but for those who are like us, who it is a choice and not a need, then why do you work hard on a hard day? And for that, I feel my answer, which is also my mantra, is momentum. The if I'm sure you would agree with me, because we've took this online offline too, that the hardest part of doing something is starting it.
Correct.
Now, once you have started it, it is easier to put like a little oil into it. How fast, how slow, it doesn't matter. But starting, so I don't want to stop.
Yes, yes. That's so beautifully said. The why obviously is very, very important, and that sort of gives us the motivation. And definitely, I mean, the beginning, the start is the hardest, like as you rightly said. But so yeah, so I think for all you mothers and everybody who's watching us, this is the takeaway, that you need to believe in yourself, and you need to take small steps. But the point is consistency
100%.
and doing it. Like every single day you will keep hammering it, and one day you will get it,
Yes.
whatever you want. So that's so beautifully said, Madhu. But I want you to tell us some of your productivity tools, like, which are always up your sleeves, which you use, because you have taught me many and it has really helped me. And I want everybody else also to know them. So could you just like tell us your really special, this is Madhu special, which you all want to do. So please tell us as to what are these some productivity tools which you use for your
So how
everyday.
much time do you have? Because I can take up like a day with all this. So before I start, it's on my website. I have given out free 10 tips. Anyone, if maybe I'll just type out my website here or something. I don't know how to do it. So just go to my website and you have a free 10 tips coming your way. But my most favorite, 4 tips I would give is one, planning in advance. I don't remember a day, including my delivery day, I have planned in advance. Like on a delivery day, I plan to write one post, but that's different, right? Like I plan something. Or maybe I just plan to give birth, but I planned something. But yeah, definitely planning in advance is a huge, huge, huge time, energy saver and efficiency booster. Um, I mean, I would plan it a little in advance, like maybe like the night before or in the evening, so that if I'm planning for even menu planning, I at least look at for the ingredients if they're there. So that's something I do. Now, second thing is what do you call the way I look at my time. Now, for most of us, and especially the ones who are watching this, are either pregnant or feeding and wanting to bounce back, right? So, or like just young babies. Now, for all of us, time, if you look at it as a day, it's like it's on our mood, it's on our energy level. So some days are good, some days are horrible. So that can play around with our self-esteem. So the way I look at the time is weekly. So weekly, it's 168 hours. So how much ever you sleep, how much ever you eat, how much ever you do, whatever you want to do, even on a bad mood, even if you want to just not do anything, how much ever time you spend not doing anything, you still have time, you know. So when the game is larger, I feel you can fit in a lot, and that's why I take pride in honoring my journey of how slow I go, because at the end of the week something gets done, you know. So that's like a huge thing that I have. And number 3 would be having an accountability partner. Like when there's somebody, like how like you and I kind of check base on each other, like just trying to see, oh, what all did we do this week? Was crazy, this week was light, but whatever, we moved forward, right? So when you have somebody to talk to in your space, it just gives a lot of boost that okay, I'm in the right direction and I moved a little forward, but that's also okay, you know.
Correct.
So those are my 3. And fourth, I can like mint right now, like I'm like all over. So
Yeah.
another thing I do is hit list. Hit list is basically, say I'm doing menus, right? Like, so I don't cook, and I don't so for most of them, which is this, if this is a taboo, I'm sorry, but I prefer not to cook. I know how to cook, but I prefer not to cook. So for me, planning the menu in advance becomes a very big thing, right? Like because it clashes with the my work time or the baby sleep time or something like that. So for that, I have like a huge list of vegetables and curries that we can make. And then all I do is, okay, now yesterday we made this, so let's try something else. So a huge list, like having a list on something. Like when I'm doing social media planning, I not only plan my media posts in advance, but I also have like I save, like I keep seeing other people's posts. So I keep getting inspired by other people's posts. So I save that. So that's what I call a hit list. I have a bucket of something that I can refer to. And I feel that saves a lot of time at the end of the day.
Yes, yes, definitely. I mean, I've been applying all those tools because even I have a small child, and of course, mothers
Oh
go through a lot of
man.
guilt that, oh my god, we could not do justice, or if we've had a good work day, but
Yeah.
not enough time with your child, by the end of it we
Right.
don't feel that good, you know. So and that's how I approached her. I said, I don't know what to do because this guilt is killing me. And
Yeah.
definitely scheduling made my life so much easier, because I feel if it is scheduled it will be done. And if you don't
Hmm.
schedule, so I make sure that I schedule that half an hour, 45 minutes or 1 hour undivided time with my child, which goes in my diary, that, you know, Ridhan's time. And once I have
Yes.
allotted that time, then, so it's not in the passing that only when I have the time is when I'm giving him the time, you know. And I feel that is most crucial for me to keep going. Otherwise, as mothers, that guilt will keep coming in, and then we can't be at best at our work.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
that's so beautifully said. And trust me, I've been applying all these tools. And she has been my accountability partner. On the contrary, she's a coach. She's my coach, so she always has a danda on me that, have you planned it? Where's your weekly schedule? And yes, it has done wonders. Like, I cannot deny it. So it is something which everybody must apply, because work and motherhood both cannot be just left to its natural course. It needs structure, it needs scheduling, it needs you know, goals, as you said. And this weekly thing really works, because one day seems very small, but as soon as you say, oh, you have the entire week and I have just 5 tasks for the week, then it's doable, you know. Then I don't
Yeah.
feel sad by the end of the day that, oh, you know, I couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. And yes, you must check out those 10 productivity tools. She's put in a lot of her research and brains to, you know, write
100%. 100%.
us. And she's applied them. And so have I. And so definitely we must look at it and, you know, learn from it and apply it. So yes, of course, I mean, that's really, really important. So, as a last thing, I want to ask you that what is be your advice as a mother to all the mothers around you? Like, you know, what is that? So this is a mother to mother thing, not a life coach to, you know, rest of us. What is one thing that you would really want all the mothers to know, and your advice to all of them?
You know, right now I'm seeing so many mothers come to me. Like, just this week, I think I had three mothers who came to me, and they are like, all of them almost had the same issue. One had a time issue. So the way they put it is very different, right? One said, I can't find the time in the day. And the other said, I I don't even understand how everyone else around me is running so fast with their careers, but I just can't move. Like it's so heavy, I'm not able to move. And another said, you know, my husband's lost his job, and I need to do something. And somehow I have all the intention, but I don't see it's not practical. So, you know, all of them, this is pandemic, you know, this is pandemic time. Like corona has completely changed the way we look at time. But you know, if we and first of all, I want to give a disclaimer that all of us, I read this article somewhere, and I'm actually quoting these words from that, right? We all are in the same storm, but we are not necessarily in the same boat. Yes, we have so much in common. Like we all are maybe, you know, pregnant at some point, having kids at some point, or maybe planning to have kids at some point. But our backgrounds are not the same. Our environment in which we are, you know, growing up or staying is not the same. We cannot just compare ourselves with one another. Yes, we can take strength from one another. Of course, you know, this call is all about what are Arushi's strengths and what are Madhulika's strengths, and what can you get out of both these strengths. But it's definitely not a space to compare. And I want to say that please honor your journey. Please honor your journey. These times are hard, and even if this was not there, still having a child is hard in these times. You know, definitely my two big advices would be, please honor your journey. Allow yourself to give you feedback. If you think you should take it slow, please take it slow. If you think you have 1 hour a day, please work that 1 hour. And you know, beat your resistance, but don't be hard on yourself. That's number one. Number two, please seek help if you think there is someone else who can help you, you know, and talk it out. And that's when you know that someone else will come your way. social media is a blessing because in a time when everything has closed down, this is giving a small outlet to see, okay, what all are available, for in terms of help at least. So I love what you're doing, Arushi, because you have taken up breastfeeding, and in a time like this where I gave birth to my little one, my second one, during lockdown. And so all I saw was hospital and then back home. I didn't even go back for other than vaccinations. I've not even visited the hospitals again. But thanks to video consultations, I'm able to match up to lactation consultations. My doubts are clarified. I don't have stress about those things. So you are doing a fabulous job. So I, at least the second advice is on this line, that when you need help, please take help. So these two are my fellow mothers. I've
Yeah.
been there, done that.
Totally, totally. I totally agree on both of it because and that's how we've grown as mothers, as women, as working mothers, which is, I feel that is the most important designation than any other designation, which I feel that we are a working mom, because it is a uphill task. It's not because we don't have like a stipulated 8 hour or 6 hours like men to
Yeah,
do our job. Our job is to, as you said, to work around it. So whenever you have
yes,
time, whenever the child is sleeping, whenever he's happy with grandparents, is your time to, okay, getting things done. So it has to be
exactly.
not as per your convenience, but as per your child's convenience. So
100%.
but it all boils down to what is your passion, and if you are motivated enough, then it's not it's a stepping stone. It's not like a block, where things have to come to a standstill. So that's
Yeah,
really, really important. And trust us, not just us. There are so many people who are ready to hold your hand in your hardest times. So
yeah,
do extend your hand and you will get help. So please take
yes,
help. Enjoy motherhood because it is so, so beautiful. And again, we are speaking with experience that there has been no match and no more important relationship than with your children. So everybody must enjoy it. And at the same time, you can also have financial freedom. You can work, you can enjoy, and you can be a career oriented mother. You don't have to choose between the two. You can do both, right?
yeah,
So thank you so much for this amazing session. I'm sure a lot of mothers are boosted with all that confidence they needed to keep going in their journey and not give up on their dreams. And that's the whole idea. And you have personified this yourself so beautifully. So you're talking all with experience and all that you have done. So that's really, really amazing. And I hope all the love and all the blessings stay with me. Please stay in touch with me because I need you all the time
thank you
going
so
forward.
much. No, thank you so much for having me, Arushi. And you are doing such a fabulous job. And trust me, like I I've seen you grow from zero to thousand hundred followers, and maybe you're more than that right now. And I've seen you grow like you just, I would not say you and your business only, right? Like you're helping so many women. I see so many posts, like so many group calls. I can only I only know, I mean, I can only feel from inside how grateful are all these mothers for having you during this lockdown when no one else in their city can help them. And you are like a blessing that is planted onto them. That's amazing. And what good work you're doing. This whole last week or last couple of weeks back, you had something called a breastfeeding week journey, and you took mothers through an amazing journey. I've been tracking you on that, and now you're doing something called a happiness program. That's amazing. You want to tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, so of course, again, as we said, that mothers need a lot of support at all times. And this is all about, so I just felt that a one session doesn't help as much. So you need little hand holding for a little longer so that we can, all those little bridges which are not like, so bridging those gaps and helping them against their common fears. And obviously, we learn better when we learn together. So that's the
Yes,
whole idea,
yes,
and that's how we started this little 1 week of happiness. And the idea is again to boost your happiness quotient, because I feel eventually everything boils down to happiness.
happiness. Yes,
That is
yes,
what we are all living for. That eventually we feel good about ourselves, about what we are doing, and it gives me immense joy. Like whatever I'm doing, the only reason why I felt I've grown whatever I have is because I thoroughly enjoy. And that's the
Yes.
same, I think, with you, because this is something
Yes.
which comes from within,
Yes.
and this is where heart is more powerful than the brains. It's everything is coming from the heart. So it does have an impact without any doubt, and that is the most important and the crucial part about everything, and that's the most beautiful part about us women. We are high
Absolutely.
on emotions, we are high on on giving, and the love we can share with everybody, that has no match.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Madhu. I hope everybody please do go through her blogs. She has put a lot of research, and as I said, a lot of things into it so that it can help you all. And let's all learn and grow together. And we are powerful. We don't have to be empowered. All we need to do is switch on our superpowers and let things
Yep.
start.
Yes. 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 I totally agree. Thank you so much for having me, Arushi.
Okay, take
Alrighty.
care. Bye bye. Happy Independence
Bye.
Day to you too.
Yes. Happy Independence Day and happy color matching.
Yeah. Okay, bye bye. Take
Bye.
care. Thank you all for joining us. Bye bye.